We are Squawking Dead, and we're here to cover the, oh my gosh, what is this? The fifth episode
The
of
fifth
House of the
episode.
Dragon, which I do not know the title. Do we have a title yet? Did they drop the title? I don't know.
It's not worth it.
I don't know if they did.
It just said episode 5.
I'm gonna say it's the title of this is Dragon Seeds. Okay, that's the title of this episode.
Okay.
Bridget,
Yes.
what was your first thought? How was your reaction to this?
We had a lot happen in the last episode, and this was a whole lot of nothing happened in this episode. That's my initial reaction. There's more to it. It's building, right? You have to
Right.
Story building, but it was kind of like a snoozer in comparison to last week's.
Well, Game of Thrones has a history of doing that, where they give you this big explosive episode, and then the next one's kind of like, okay, we're gonna give you a breather before we dump some more terrible stuff on you. So I feel that's kind of like what this was. Like, let's let you recover from losing Rhaenys, who everybody loved, and we'll set up some more people for you to like. So when they die, you'll be really upset some more.
We love that.
What this is. Yeah,
I love that.
I kind of feel the same way. Like, I didn't feel it was a lot of nothing, because I understand, they're building it up, but yeah, it was kind of like, okay, what I'm really getting kind of tired of is the Daemon dream stuff. Like, okay, we get it.
You're crazy.
Right, he's living in a dream world. He's kind of like Helena, right? Like, always in this dream state. Like, he doesn't know if he's awake or asleep or what in the world's going on.
It's
like, what's reality, what isn't.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's more annoying than anything
else. It's like, we get it. Move along. Just let's move on to something else. Have something going, because this is boring.
Either die
in the dream,
or just I don't know, conspire against your wife or whatever you're gonna do. Just do it already.
Well, apparently he's got some Oedipal stuff going on with the dream with his mom.
Ugh,
like, what was that?
Weird. It was so weird. And then for Alice to be like, "Such a shame you never met your mom," and then like turned around, and I was like, one, why did that guy look at you weird when he came through, Simon Strong? What's the deal with that? Are you like not real at all? You're like not going to be real at all? And he's going to be like, why is he talking to the wall again?
Well, because he was talking to, wasn't that when he was talking to Lena? His
wife. Twice. It happened
okay.
Twice. So Simon caught him while he was like looking at his wife. And then he caught him talking to Alice, but I don't know what that look was supposed to be, because like Alice turns around, so you just see her hair, and Simon walks past.
Wait a minute,
like a double take.
Have we ever seen Alice talk to anybody else besides Daemon?
I don't think so.
Are we doing a Billy Butcher here? Where she's really Jeffrey Dean Morgan in disguise, and like
she rips off a mask and it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, so maybe that's what's up.
I didn't like that. I don't like it in sitcoms. I didn't like it now.
So maybe that really popped into my head. Maybe she's really not there and he's seeing things.
That's what I'm starting to think.
Yeah, because I don't recall her ever interacting with anybody else, now that I'm thinking about it.
No, I don't think she has.
Oh, well.
You're on mute.
I know. I was telling the dog to lay down, Dave.
So I guess we're going to be seeing the Targaryen dragon seeds. That is what dragon seeds are, for those of you who didn't figure out that from the other week ago. Dragon seeds are people that have Targaryen blood in them and therefore have the ability to be dragon riders. And we have met a couple of them already.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm really worried about Hugh Hammer's little girl. I have the feeling that she's not gonna last. Like, I think she's gonna end up dying. And
I think his family's gonna die, and then he's gonna be a dragon rider. That's
right. He's gonna get really upset because the crown is the reason his family died. That's what I really think is gonna happen too.
I'm wondering if he's gonna go back to request the payment, and it's gonna be Aemond, and Aemond's gonna be a huge prick about it. And then like his daughter's gonna end up dying because they can't leave the city and they're not able to get her medicine or anything or food.
Right.
And then his wife's gonna like absolutely lose her mind and then probably get killed somehow. And then he's gonna end up being a dragon rider because just I want to see that beautiful mane just blowing in the wind.
If I can't remember which dragon he gets though. I think it might be Silverwing, but I'm not sure.
Spoiler.
It's been a long time. Sorry, people watching this. I'm on vacation still, and I'm like on day 10, and I'm so tired I can't think straight.
Well, she just spoiled that for us, so.
Well, I mean, obviously it's something that's coming up anyway, but people can figure it out. Dave, will you stop?
I hate it.
Dave, he's a robot. He can't communicate in words, so he's using sounds.
No! It's horrible. It's so horrible. And there's that one lady always in the background. Okay, so are we done? Was that it? Okay, so obnoxious.
Dave, if you have something to say, pipe up.
Yeah. So he didn't watch it, he said.
All right. So I like that Bela turned down Corlys when he offered her Driftmark.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be pretty important too, that she was like, nope, I'm fire and blood and you need salt and sea. Yeah.
Interesting.
So in the books, Jane Eyre, which is where, oh my gosh,
the area.
Rhaena, yes, and the kids are with Lady Jane. In the books, she had a fling with Jace when he went there to she had a fling with Jace. And then when he went to Winterfell, he had a secret marriage to Cregan Stark's half sister. So like they totally cut all that stuff out.
What if it's Jace still was macking? Happen?
Yeah, Jace was macking, man.
What if it's still gonna happen? Okay, so Driftmark. Do we know what happens to Driftmark in the future? Was that in Game of Thrones?
It was never mentioned in Game of Thrones as far as I remember. It was definitely not a major scene or anything.
Interesting. Okay. I was just curious if that had been mentioned in any.
Kind of like you said, Bridget, there really wasn't. I mean, I'm sure there's a whole lot for us to break down when we really get into it, but there just wasn't a whole lot to react to in this episode. It was just setting up. It was setting up so much for what's coming up.
I'm sure,
but nothing really happened to react to, other than everybody was sad about Rhaenys. Yes. Oh, and dragging the dragon head through the town.
Why did we have to see that? Also, why did we have to see Cheese's dog still waiting for him?
I know, his little dog was still there.
I was dead. I was dead about it. By the way, folks, if you're watching this on Twitter, which I'm guessing that you are because you usually are, you should go ahead and head on over to the YouTube channel so that you can type in a little comment and then we can read it and talk about it.
Give us something to talk about.
Yeah, because anyway. Okay, so I did want to talk about Aegon because there's a little bit there to talk about, not a ton. Okay, so you guys had predicted it correctly. He is still alive. I thought for sure he was just going to be flat out dead, but he is still alive. They take him back. They do the whole gross removing his melted skin armor. And yeah, that was pretty awful. And then we do get the little teaser at the end, though. He tried to say, Mommy.
Mommy.
Because he is one.
And she walked away because she's a terrible mother.
because he is one, because he's going to be wrapped in cloth, because there's no way that he can be seen in public. He's going to wear like a Phantom of the Opera mask from now on.
Oh, that would be cool, actually.
It should be like a dragon, like half of a dragon face. That'd be
Like
pretty
his
cool.
father.
At least they
That'd be
didn't
sick.
parade Brainies through the streets.
Like his
That would-
father. His father wore a mask?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because his so in season 1, Viserys basically rotted away. He got a cut on his finger and stuff.
Yeah, I saw,
And
I
those
saw it.
right, all those cuts and stuff just got bigger and bigger and bigger until basically he was just nothing but a walking skeleton.
Gross.
Which honestly, Bridget, one of the best scenes of the entire first season is him. He's so sick that he can barely walk, but he pulls his strength together and walks by himself up the throne, up the steps to the throne. And it's really good. It's like, it's the scene where everybody was like, well, he's going to get an Emmy for this because this was Emmy performance right there.
Ham-fisted, isn't it? Like, oh, the throne killed him. Literally, the throne killed him. Get it?
Well, that's what it does. The throne kills everybody.
The pressure. Dave, your laugh track is really interrupting my groove here. Okay, okay, you're ruining my thing that I do. Where I just
shutting the gates made me think of it reminded me of Jaime and the Hound and Arya trying to get in to King's Landing there towards the end, and they were closing the gates to keep everybody out. So I like that little switcheroo there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very similar. The scene was very similar.
And I love Alicent getting all up on Kristen's face. So I guess you only are loyal in the bedroom, and then your loyalty disappears with the sunlight.
Like a moth, she said.
And I didn't give you leave to use my name.
Yeah, she's pretty angry. He is clearly not okay. Like, he is a shell of a man now.
Well, I mean, so he's the only one really that's seen battle, right? He's the only guy. That's why he was chosen.
Yeah.
That's why Rhaenyra chose him originally to be her dad's Kingsguard, was because he was the only one who had seen actual battle. But he's never seen Dragonfire battle. Like that just, he's like, battle, no problem. But watching what dragons could do, like just melting people inside their armor and stuff like that just, I think that totally just, he wasn't expecting that. Like that just totally rocked his world.
Yeah. Well, not only just the seeing the battle, but then like knowing what Aemon did.
Yeah.
And it seems like just accepting that because you're like terrified that he would take you out the same way. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's willing to like bring it up. He hinted at it. He did hint at it, but
yeah. I was not surprised that they chose Aemond over Alicent. Because again, here we have the absolutely no agency. Even though she's done this before. She's led the country.
Point. Yeah, that's the whole point of this season. I mean, not the season, the show. Is like, that's what they're trying to drill home. Because the same thing is happening to Rhaenyra. Where they're talking like around her as though she's not even there. The same thing is happening to Alicent. So it's just this whole concept that even if you're the woman in power, it still doesn't really mean as much.
Well, the men still aren't going to listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if their choice is obviously worse than you,
yeah,
they're still going to listen to that person instead of you.
But that's why I loved that Mysaria kind of coached Rhaenyra through that. Like, instead of trying to fight them on it at every turn, then manipulate it to be the way that you need it to be. So, like, you can't convince Daemon and he won't respond to any of the ravens you send, then send someone who is annoying the bejesus out of you.
So in Game of Thrones, oh my gosh, so they did something similar to that, where Oh, I just went blank. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna have to remember this for the main podcast. John at the wall, when Alistair Thorne was being such a jerk to him all the time, and John was made Lord Commander, and instead of punishing Alistair Thorne, he made him the head ranger and got his loyalty that way. So then when he did need to get rid of Janice Slint, who was such a terrible, slimy jerk, he had the support of Alistair Thorne because he's like, I'm first ranger. Why am I going to risk that? You know? Yeah. So that's very smart thinking, and that is exactly what she did here. Fine. You want us to go to war? Go do your part and find my husband and bring him in under heel, you know?
Yeah.
And Daemon, even without the psychopathic dreams and whatnot, Daemon, he should be seeing himself that he is not meant to be a ruler.
He's horrible.
He does not know how to. He does not know how to do it.
He doesn't. I love the fact that he's willing to get his hands dirty. I think that's great. It's the fact that like Rhaenyra is trying to tell them like, I'm gonna have to be the one to go into battle because there is no one else to go into battle. It has to be me. And they're like, it can't be because you're supposed to be on the throne. And that is the catch-22 with it. But a good ruler will get into the thick of it because they have to, because you don't want to just send people off to their death without being willing to sacrifice your life as well. But the problem with Daemon is he doesn't even know what he wants. So he tells Simon, he's like, when he gets there, right? We go through the whole thing where he calls him, I don't remember what he called him originally.
My prince.
Yeah, my prince. And then he's like, you should call me your grace. And so, you know, then Simon starts calling him your grace. And then that's not good enough. Now you should be calling me your king. And he's like, well, you're not. Because you're not ever, actually. Your wife is the one who's going to rule. You're the king consort. And it messes me up, Dave. You guys go to Twitter. Go to YouTube right now and type in how annoying that laugh track is in the comments, please, for the love of all that is holy and good. Make it stop.
Daemon has no touch with diplomacy. Here, Blackwood, go unleash your men on this family that you've hated for 1,000 years and just do whatever you want. And that will bring them to our side. They're going to love us after that. But don't go kill their women and children and stuff.
I love that Alice was like, and what are you going to do? You're going to have men who hate you in your army? It's like they're going to be plotting against you or trying to sabotage you at every turn. Why is that even what you would want?
Because I need that kind of man. You need the kind of person that's going to turn on you in a second because they hate you. Yeah. And obviously Viserys saw this, and that's why he didn't make Daemon his heir, because he obviously saw that Daemon had absolutely no sense. He's reckless. He's impetuous. He does things just on, I'm going to do this. Let me go do it now. Bye. See you later. And he doesn't put any thought.
When he doesn't follow through on anything he did, how could they take you seriously? Like, you said you were going to burn down their houses and then you didn't. You have to be willing to follow through on it. I understand that would have been detrimental to your cause, but then don't threaten it in the first place.
Right. See, Daenerys knew because she threatened the Tarleys, and when they refused to bend the knee, she fried them.
Yep. She didn't want to,
but there's still a balance there. Like, you have to have a balance. You can't be all one on one side. Like, that's Daemon's problem. He's all on the side of action and violence. And you have to have a balance between diplomacy and action.
Yeah.
Which Rhaenyra is trying really hard to do. Like, she really is struggling to keep that diplomacy there. Even after finding out that there really was no way around getting into this war, it was going to happen, she's still trying to be somewhat of a diplomat.
Yeah. Hey, Jermaine. I don't think anyone's a fan of Daemon.
So no, there are some thirsty ladies out there that are Daemon lovers, and I don't understand it, but
I mean, I get Matt Smith is a good-looking guy, but like, come on. He's so slimy in this.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Andy slept with his mom in his dream.
Like, he's...
Ugh. Barf.
Damon's got some problems. So now he's upset because his mom loved his brother more than him. I don't know what his thing is, Damon. Maybe that's like a Targaryen thing.
Maybe.
Dreaming about their moms.
I was excited. We heard the name Lannister this episode. Have we heard mention to
Yes.
them previously?
So the guy, the redheaded guy on the council with the beard on the Green Council.
Okay.
That's Tywin Lannister. He's the Master of Coin.
Oh.
And in season 1, Jason Lannister, his twin, tried to hit on Rhaenyra to get her to marry him, and she was like, "Yeah, no, thanks though." Yeah. So guys,
to throw it in there, they were like, maybe the Lannisters do have Targaryen blood in them. You never know.
They might because it was theorized that Tyrion had Targaryen blood. That's why he could interact with Daenerys' dragons without them eating him, because he had Targaryen blood in him. Which is it's been 200 years. It could happen.
It could be a really cool thing if we saw some of that tie together in this series. You know, not anything we need to see. Just it could be mentioned, and then you'd be like, "Oh,
yeah." Well, everybody loves the little throwaway lines. You know, "Oh, I caught that."
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, my laptop is about to die, and like I said, I'm sitting outside of McDonald's, guys, using their Wi-Fi. So,
the commitment.
I'm telling you, I could be at home sleeping right now. But I will be home. I will be home Tuesday, so I'll be back to normal in a couple of days.
All right.
So Bridget, I'll let you do the sign off.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna go ahead and just wrap this on up. So thank you everybody for being here, even though you were only on Twitter. Thanks, Jermaine, for being here on YouTube.
Thank you, Jermaine.
And we appreciate anybody who watches, even if you're just on, sorry, not Twitter, but X or whatever. Okay, so I have been your co-host, Punky Brewster. You can just look me up wherever. It's pretty much the same wherever. It doesn't matter. And I've been here with, he's typing it in because he can't help. Can't help. And I have been here with Sharon D, aka Blazy Gardner, and Dave, who is just hanging out in the wings in the dark, sniffling his brains out.
Yes. I apologize for the brief stream tonight, but like I said, I'm on vacation and my laptop is dying and McDonald's is closing, so I think I need to leave.
We'll just have more to oh yeah, I see they turned the lights off.
Yeah, just turned all the lights off.
We'll have more to talk about later this week when we go ahead and cover the remainder of this episode, essentially the deep dive that we do, which we will be recording later this week. And you can find that out if you go ahead and follow us over on Ko-fi.com/squawking-dead or patreon.com/squawking-dead. It doesn't take it doesn't take paying any money. Just a simple little click of a button to follow us. And if you go ahead and do that, you have access to our recording schedule. I've heard this so many times that I am now able to do what Dave does. So there's that. Second season of Found comes out in October, I believe, and I cover that over on my channel. Thanks for the plug, Jermaine. Yep, youtube.com/PunkyBrewster. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And we will go ahead and cover this later in the week. And like I said, if you want to be a part of that, go ahead and check out our Ko-fi or Patreon and go there for the super secret details as to our recording schedule. All right, we are going to head out, and it's free to follow. Yes, free to follow, free to join, free to be in the chat while we record.
Free to be you and me.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Free
so
bird.
Go ahead. Yep. Free bird. Play Freebird. Play Freebird.
Hey,
All right, Dave, take us on out then. See you guys. We love you. Thanks for being here.
Freebird.
Bye.
Bye.
Dave, hit the button. Just hit the button, Dave. Dave, hit the